My father once told me, beware of the quiet ones. At the time, I didn't understand what he meant. The quiet ones? Weren't they the easiest to overlook? The harmless ones? That's what most people think. But I learned something about silence, something that changed the way I see them forever, and became one of them. They say words are like arrows. Once released, you can't take them back. I've learned through my own missteps that silence is often the stronger choice. Every time I rushed to fill the gap trying to defend myself or prove a point, I ended up looking foolish instead. Think back to the last time you were surrounded by friends, laughing and talking. Maybe one of them took a jab at you.
At that moment, did you hold your tongue and stay in control, or did you let your anger take over, giving them more ammunition to laugh at your expense? Silence is like a shield in the middle of a storm. When someone throws an insult or tries to rattle you, they're expecting a clash, a chance to feed off your energy to see sparks fly. But when you stay quiet, it's as if their attack hits an invisible wall. The harder they push, the more their own energy bounces back at them. Silence isn't weakness. It's the stillness of a lion watching its prey, calculating every move. It shows you don't need to roar to prove your strength. And in that stillness, the balance of power shifts. They're no longer in control. You are. Not every fight deserves your sword, and the wisest is the one who chooses not to draw it. At college, I wasn't the loud one in the room. I was the quiet observer. Sitting in class, I focused on every word the teacher said, absorbing it all. I'd speak only when I felt it truly mattered, when staying silent would leave me regretting not sharing my thoughts. Meanwhile, there were always those who seemed to talk endlessly, saying so much, yet adding so little. Then one day, my professor handed me a challenge. I had to deliver a presentation to the entire class. I knew I couldn't approach it casually. This was my chance to make an impact, so I prepared like my life depended on it. When the day came, I walked up to the front and began. I didn't just speak, I crafted my words. I let silence do half the talking. Every pause drew people in, building curiosity like the tension before a drum roll. By the time I finished, the room was buzzing. My classmates weren't just impressed, they were captivated. That's when I realized that it wasn't just about what I said that mattered. It was the silence between my words. Those moments of quiet gave everything I said more weight, more meaning. It taught me that sometimes, silence speaks louder than words ever can. This moment taught me a truth I carry to this day. Silence isn't emptiness. It's power in its purest form. It's the pause before a great decision, the stillness of a lion calculating its next move.